Hi, I'm Steve Hudson, assessor for the City of Battle Creek. Although we could spend hours talking about the wonderful world of assessing, I would like to take the next few minutes to introduce you to my department and also to the assessing process. The Battle Creek Assessor's Office is located on the first floor of City Hall. We're the first open office on the right and quite often receive a lot of customers who are not sure where they would like to go into the building and stop by for directions. The assessing office is also alphabetically first in most city phone listings, so we receive a lot of phone calls from citizens needing directions. However you contact the assessor's office, we do our best to provide the information and directions to get the citizen where they need to go. The assessor's office is governed by Public Act 206 of 1893, the General Property Tax Act, which requires us to identify all real and personal property within our jurisdiction. If not expressly exempt, then we put a value on it. Real property includes land improvements and buildings, the bricks and sticks. Personal property is machinery and equipment, furniture, fixtures, computers, and accessible software of a business. There are two numbers or values that our department keeps track of on an annual basis. The first is the assessed value, which represents 1/2 of the true cash value or what we think the property is worth. The second is taxable value. Taxable value is what the property taxes are based on. The property tax is one of the main sources of revenue for local government. The assessing department also provides parcel numbers, addresses, ownership of record, and other information relied upon by other departments within the city. Some of the departments we work closely with are finance, treasurer and utility billing, GIS and IT, inspections, code compliance, income tax, economic development, and the attorney's office. Per Michigan compiled laws 211.10F subsection 1, if a local assessing officer does not do their job, the State Tax Commission, one of our many bosses, can assume control over the assessment roll and charge the local jurisdiction for correction of the roll. One method the state uses to review the work of the local government is the Audit of Minimum Assessing Requirements, or AMAR, that is conducted every 5 years. Our last audit was completed in 2017, of which the city received a perfect score. One of our goals is to repeat that performance when we are audited again in 2022. The assessing staff currently has 8 members. They include the assessor and deputy assessor, who develop and supervise department policies and procedures. Our front office support staff consists of the assessing data analysts and the records clerk, who answer questions about property transfers and residential exemptions. We will talk more about common residential exemptions in a moment. Lastly, we have 4 property appraisers. The senior property appraiser is responsible for commercial and industrial properties as well as personal property. The 3 other property appraisers are responsible for residential and agricultural properties. They also assist the senior property appraiser as needed. Every year around the end of February, our office mails out assessment change notices. The law requires the notice be sent to any property that has increased in assessed or taxable value. As a courtesy, we send out assessment notices if there were any other changes as well. In 2020, a total of 21,167 assessment change notices were mailed. Besides showing the changes in assessed and taxable value, the notice also shows whether a property was or was not transferred, the principal residence exemption, and also information on how to appeal your assessment. If a property owner disagrees with their new value, they have the right to appeal their assessment in person by appointment or by letter to the March meeting of the Board of Review. The Board of Review consists of 5 property owners living in the city, appointed by the mayor and approved by the City Commission. They each serve for a 5-year staggered term. The Board of Review also meets in July and December, not to hear appeals, but to correct clerical errors and process late filed principal residence and veterans exemptions. If you own, occupy, and file a principal residence exemption affidavit with the local assessor's office, you can be exempted from the 18 mil local school operating tax. This saves about 30% on the annual property tax bill. Disabled veterans exemption exempts all of the property tax for a qualifying disabled veteran or the unremarried surviving spouse of a disabled veteran. We appreciate the opportunity to talk about the assessing department. The only thing more fun than doing assessing is trying to explain it to someone else. Should you have any questions, our contact information is on the screen in front of you. We'll do our best to get the information that you need. Thank you.